as a college pastor, I chose that route because I didn't know if I was called to full-time ministry or not. And, some people hear God's voice, speak to them, right? I have never heard God speak to me. What I do is I need to just go experience it, and I need to go live in it. I need to go commit to it, and I need to go find if that's actually my true calling. And so I went and I did that for full-time ministry, for coaching, these other routes, and just was open and seeing if this was a fit for me. And, after 2 years of being a college pastor, I realized that full-time ministry was not my calling, and that I truly had this desire that I could also serve my community through physical therapy. And so, yeah, my faith was a huge part in those decisions. Physical therapy is actually my third career. I was a track and field coach at the college level for a number of years. I actually was a college pastor for 2 years as well. And every time you shift your career, you're going upstream. There's turbulence. There's that internal turbulence of like, where am I? What am I supposed to be doing in life, and what's my purpose, right? And then there's the more logistical things like, okay, I have a ton of prereqs to do to apply to PT school. And so it's a very exciting process, but you still got to jump over those hurdles to get to that goal that you ultimately have. I work in Wheeler County. It's the smallest county in Oregon. I also work with people in Gilliam County too, which is actually the second smallest county in Oregon. And so combined, there's a little over 3,000 people in both counties. It's very remote, very beautiful, and there's just some good people out here. We're all in it together. There's no one else out here. It's just us. So we all kind of come together to coexist and form this community. And, there's a certain toughness and there's a certain work ethic, and that comes with everyone out here to be able to just be understanding that we need to figure this out. So what service means to me out here as a physical therapist is really doing my due diligence and just having the buck stop with me in terms of what's going on with the patient. And so really, service in that regard is saying, hey, if I can't work with you, you're gonna have to do a 4-hour round trip. So I'm gonna work really hard and try to serve you in this way so that we don't have to put that burden on you if possible. The thing that I see as the most satisfaction on a daily basis is just simply providing a service to a community that wouldn't otherwise have that service. I get a lot of fulfillment just every day from working with people that otherwise wouldn't have a realistic option for care. Essentially, my process was trial and error. And some people, they just know straight out of high school, I want to do this. And that's totally okay. Vast majority of people end up kind of shifting and changing. And to find your calling, or whatever that stands for you, is largely going to be a process of trial and error. You're going to try something and you might fail at it, or you might succeed at it, or whatever, or you may just decide, hey, I'm not interested in that. And it's just going to be that over and over and over again, because you might take that high school class, or you might take that college class, or you might take that job, or you might do this experience or whatever it is, and it's not going to be what you thought it was. And all that does is it gives you information of what you don't want to do, and it further points you in the direction of what your calling is. And so that process is the journey, and that's what it's about. It's about that trial and error and figuring out and kind of going further and further and further toward that goal. The journey to your career is rarely a straight line, and that's totally normal, and it's totally okay, because when you take that curve off of your initial plan, it helps redirect you back into the plan. And so, people, especially me, I've done that where maybe after my undergrad I realized I didn't want to do that job that my degree was in. You know, it was disheartening. I felt like I was not taking that straight shot, and I veered off. But really, if I wouldn't have done that and I wouldn't have been honest with myself and said, hey, this isn't for me, then I never would have been a physical therapist, and I never would have been able to be in this community that I'm in and be able to contribute and be able to serve the community. So I would say these twists and turns in your career journey are totally normal, and they're very healthy because the journey is what it's about.